Hello and welcome to the Cat Collective. I'm Nina, I'm the channel for this channel, and let's start. This card is following us, isn't it? Knight of Swords. What is the cat doing, you know, flying all the time? And this owl. Again? You saw how much Okay. Ace of Cups. You also had that one in the last reading, I think. Oh, different one. Okay. Okay. Yes. Got you. I feel drawn to more variety in cards. Somehow it's record. Ooh. Illuminate. Oh. Okay, we keep that one as well. It's nice. Art card? Why not, right? Michelangelo. No compromise is a good compromise. Blemished origins do not negate flawless conclusions and become ill with unhealthy perfectionism. Ooh. Okay. Okay. If you find a word, it's yours. Intuition. Okay. Innovation. Have fun and experiment inventing something that surprises and has never existed before. One might think that this is not possible these days, isn't it? Something that has never existed before. I feel that you are on the brink of a very big idea somehow, or of something that that is somehow unexpected because of the element of surprise in the card. But it also looks like a long journey. If you look at this card, this has been in a few readings now, it's almost as if you are flying a long way on your owl. I do get some Harry Potter vibes in here, of course, just because of the owl and of the magic that we are all experiencing with the readings here, I think. Somehow I think it feels to me that that you are creating something that is that you are very critical with. No compromise is a good compromise and become ill with unhealthy perfectionism. It's something that you put in more energy than you maybe have been previously with other projects or whatever you have done. It feels like a creation of some sort. It's very magical though, you know, if you look at this, the record. When I read record, I always get in my head, it's vinyl, you know, it's like music. But look at this. This is a book or something, but not really. It's a house, and there, you know, there's a star. Stars are also in there. And the feather that's writing it is see-through. You could almost think that it is a multi-dimensional creation somehow, or that there are more layers involved than just a plain thing. I love this image. I mean, if you look at this is just amazing. And it's simple, right? It's a simple image. It's very clear and straightforward, but still has so many magical elements in it that you can use for for interpretation in so many ways. So I love this. Even the ink is sparkly. So what's going on? You're creating something that is without compromise, something that you could probably you are keep holding it as your best work so far. And I'm using the word so far because it can it would be a little bit what should I say, restricting to say that's my best work and that's it. But maybe you feel like it. Maybe you feel like this is it. This is your creation, after this nothing more. Or this is your signature creation, maybe even, Again, what I maybe said with, maybe that's why I got Harry Potter here, because Harry Potter in a way is a creation that is, you know the story. So maybe you don't know it yet, but it feels to me that it is, it has the potential to become something like this somehow. But you get help from something beyond the picture, and it feels like with the multidimensional star signs, and it's also where the stars going to. Is this are those signs going out of the card or into the card? It's everything, it's a symbiosis of everything. And also where the notepad is located. Is it a desk or is it the universe? Well, it's both, isn't it? Because a desk is in the universe. Of course, makes sense. So, illuminate. Yeah, so simple. I feel that you are creating something somewhat simple, but with so much depth in it, because this is again a very simple image but has so much going on there just by mixing up a lake or a pond and the water lilies and then the sky. As soon as the universe comes into play with it, it gets so much bigger, right? And it's a reflection, so with the moon that is being reflected there, but also very central. So it feels to me that the power of your creation is one of focus. So you are focusing a lot, and you are able to, maybe at nighttime, of course, with night images, but it doesn't have to be. It feels that you are in need of a bit of quietude, with the sleep here. But this is in the middle of a creation. It could be that you are not really sure of it just yet. Maybe you are waiting for the right opportunity to create something like this. Maybe you don't feel like your current creation is as big. But I'm wondering if J.K. Rowling ever felt like this. That would be of interest to know. While she was writing the book, she got very, very fanatic about all the details, and it felt to me the way, there are not too many things out there, videos or, about how she, about her process. But when you look at the few snippets that you can find online, it feels to me like a big download. That this wasn't just something that came, that she just sat down with at the desk. No, she had some certain ideas and she had to write it down wherever she could find a piece of paper. And it's very obsessive, and it is almost like this has been described here, become ill with unhealthy perfectionism. No, she had to do it right. And it felt, she had to take her time and do it so right that everything she thought of was perfect. And I feel that you are tapping into the same energies here. Just because it has to be right. There is no room for compromise in this. It seems to me that everything has to be aligned in the perfect way. And you feel it, when you overthink it and you're like, that's not right, then you work again on it. And you take your time to work it, to work it so it really is perfect in your eyes, And no compromise means also no one else has a saying in this. What I find interesting, though, if you look at the water lilies in this card, and here they are again, completely different deck, mirrored. Isn't that amazing? How that works. So clearly you are having something. You're swimming in a very special lake at the minute, because there's something coming in for you, and it's almost as if this cat is resting, but it is also not really. It's like you cannot really rest when you are doing something like this. You are always in it. I think it just, your whole being is in it. It's, when you are not doing it, you still think about it. And even when you take a break, even if you go out with friends, or if you just sit down, watch a movie, you take it all in, and somehow it's always in your head. And that's how obsessed you are with this work at the minute. And I love that, because I think there's something really big, really valuable coming out of this. It's your own creation, of course, it's valuable. But it feels to me it's bigger than that, just because you have so much help. It feels also to me that this is something that you are also learning somehow. And with this, the Two of Wands, this cat is anticipating a journey and holding this pentacle ball almost. It doesn't look really like a pentacle, like a flat one. It looks like a ball, right? It's like you're holding back the rewards you are getting from it. You don't look at it. You look out at the landscape of your creation, and you don't look at what it could bring to you financially, maybe even. It's a total passion project, and there is no compromise. A compromise would be considering what would sell, right? Considering an idea that maybe would be more lucrative. No, you're holding this back. You are totally focused on your creation, on the execution of it, and so it's on the sword. That is for me the execution, and the cup, which is the creation. So you don't focus on the on everything else, on the format, how it would be. Let's say, for example, you produce a piece of art, and you might have in mind previously, maybe in previous creations, you always had in mind the format, that how you could present it, maybe even, or that, for example, that a big piece of art would be not as good to ship, so therefore you stick with smaller art. No, this is different. This feels or, you know, a book also, you know, this is totally your creation. So you could look up what genre of book would be most lucrative, or what is needed right now, you know. No, you don't. You ignore the whole marketing side of things. And that's the key to unlock something really great for yourself. Maybe you know it. You know how it feels when you create it. When you look at the landscape that you are forming in front of you, it's like this is your castle, and you look at your landscape and you are forming it. And this is just what you are doing. And the motorcycle, did you hear that? Yeah. So it's big, it's lovely, and it's most of all, it changes you also, because it's your cup that's overflowing, and it's your creation, and you are free in it. And you know, when you are so in it that you see it everywhere and you take it everywhere with you, it leaves you in a bit of a state of not being too present in your life, but in a good way. You know, when you are not present, this card just stuck out, okay? Intuition, okay? The owl again, okay? You know, when you are just present, it puts a layer on top of your experience, and you appear differently because you are fulfilled somehow. This fills your cup. It makes it overflow, the creation of something. So speaking truth. Yeah, truth. Your own truth can only be spoken when you are not having anybody else in mind, when you are just saying what is, you know, without restriction, when you just create your truth. You don't consider anybody else in this. And this gives you freedom, which is, it doesn't matter where you are, what you are doing, and how you are maybe being forced to fill your day. You know, we all are not particularly free if we really think about it. There are always structures that we have to abide to make a living, or, you know, to somehow sustain ourselves. Even if we were not in the money structure world, we would still have to survive. So it would be probably even harder, right? But this layer, this what you're having, the creation of this is giving you freedom, and it gives you, this is your sacred space where you speak your truth, and or live your truth, or create your truth, and then everything else becomes a part of it. A secondary part, because this feels to me that this is number one right now. Might be a bit obsessive, but it's nice. It's work that doesn't feel like work, and because you are so meticulous, is that a word? Is that a right word? I don't know. It just came to me. I don't even know what this means, but is it like specific? You're very specific, and you know what feels right and what it needs to be, and you are working so hard on it to be refined that you don't, you know, there's no compromise. And even if one tiny thing annoys you about it and you don't like it, you work so long that until it's right. And it doesn't matter if you think maybe it's something that from a monetary side of things wouldn't be lucrative because you are fiddling around with it so long, but it needs to be like that. You can't It can't be anything else. So you're doing it, and that's good. Creativity. No. Well, this just doesn't surprise me, of course. But of course, if you are giving into perfection and creativity, this also means that it sparks your creativity. It's creating your own problems to find your own solutions within a structure of creation. So, yeah, of course. I mean, that makes sense. And it keeps you entertained. Whereas if you were just living an ordinary day to day, it wouldn't be as interesting, you know? Without this in your head, you need something to play with, almost in your headspace, right? Within your own being. You just need this. So you create it for yourself, and no one else can create it for you, of course. And therefore you are just doing it, and that's what's keeping you in a good mood, whatever you experience. It doesn't matter, because you always have this to go back to. Another owl. What's going on? Okay, wisdom. Okay, yeah. Of course, it's a learning phase as well, and therefore you are also gaining the wisdom of the owl, and but also it has something with a view, also with a almost 360-degree view that an owl has. It's like you are looking at your creation from every angle, and you are not allowing it to hide something from you. It's the world that similar to the creation of J.K. Rowling. You know everything about it, and you are the creator of this world, so therefore this world has to be exactly the way you picture it, and not, you know, yes, you can take some inspiration into it, right? But it's still your creation, so you are not allowing anything to disrupt it, you know? And you take your time, and it could be that you're also, maybe you are not yet creating this, but you feel it coming, and therefore maybe you are still in the preparation phase. I just get it because of this card. This looks to me that, like, you need to tame something to be able to do this. You know, maybe you need to free up your calendar. Maybe you need to have some free time. But for me, it feels that something is, the outer circumstances are going to align for you. Just because you change your priorities. And it's the same like J.K. Rowling. I think she was on benefits at times, even while she was writing this masterpiece, right? Yeah, so it seems to me that everything else doesn't matter except for your creation, and therefore the universe aligns for you in a good way and in a beneficial. And it's everything else doesn't matter as long as you get it out of your system and you take your time, and whatever it costs. It doesn't have to, you know. It's like living frugally. There's a motorcycle again. It's very rare, actually, that you hear motorcycles here. So I don't know what this means. But yeah, it doesn't matter. The finances, everything else doesn't matter. Could be even your physical state at times, you know, when you get so obsessed with a certain thing that you forget to shower or something like that. But yeah, so I feel that you're really in it, or you're planning to go into this phase of the creation. I just felt the need to describe it. So I hope that's helpful for you. Maybe it's something that you were not sure of. Maybe you are a little bit, maybe you are restless and you don't know what's going on. Maybe you know now. Maybe this helps you. I don't know. I always ask myself why I feel drawn to talk about certain things. So I don't know. you know better than I do. So, yeah, so let's wrap it all up with a card. Time to give rather than take. Be bold and make the first move. Giving in this, you're giving yourself into it, you know, and taking would be almost, yeah, considering what you can get in exchange for creating something, right? But this is totally not on the table. This is not important. You want to give to your creation, to something abstract that is somehow hovering over your head. Is that right? Yeah, so it's just flying there, the something, and there's this wee light of the moon, you know, just the edge that is there, and you know there's a whole world on top of your head, and you just need to create it, and you know it's there, you know you can feel it, and you need to just, it's like traveling in your own head and discovering something that you need to put out there. It's massive, it's big, but it's also so small because in a way it's just you and it, right? You and it, and you're just creating it. Beautiful. So love that. Yeah, I hope this reading is helpful, and let's see what this reading is for. Aquarius. Okay. Well, additional info is in the litter box below, and see you next time. Bye.